Whether you're in North or South Carolina or anywhere else in the world, enter the Cat Cave with D. White and Shannon Smith, a part of the Keep Pounding Podcast Network, powered by the Fans First Sports Network, where you can find shows such as Winning the Division with NFL alum Ben Troop and my play cousin Ryan Smith, who also hosts Inside the Vault. And do not forget, Believe in Panthers on the Believe Network with founder of Tobacco Road Sports Radio, Des Johnson, and the all-time leading rusher in Panthers history, Jonathan Stewart. Welcome back to the Cat Cave, everybody. Coming in on a Friday evening. Some of y'all are enjoying a little bit of basketball in the Triad. Of course, that's where our man Des Johnson is at right now as he's doing this show for us. And we're here to talk some Panthers football. I'm Shannon Smith, a.k.a. Podcast Smitty, holding down Western North Carolina. And I've got the beast from the Northeast North Carolina, Pasco Tank County's own, D. White, my brother. How you doing?
Not too bad, man. It's a blessing of health. Trying to stay happy, trying to stay good. Moving on to a new week.
Oh, definitely. And a new week is what our Panthers need. Unfortunately, falling short to the New Orleans Saints. Last week, 17-20 was your final score. Just couldn't get over the hump with the Saints this year as we were blanked by this Saints squad. A squad that many looked at to be one of the bottom teams in the NFC and let alone the NFL, discussing whether they're going to be in the running for the first pick. And unfortunately, they've been playing party crash to some of the teams that are going to be looking to go on to the playoffs, and our Panthers being one of those teams as we fall to 7-7. The New Orleans Saints go to 4-10. As we look at this game, the recap of the game, of course, Tyler Shugg being one of the key players, a clutch play happening here and there. We got to talk about some penalties that might have been missed in this game, which many of us can say that one of the plays that the Saints made or didn't make, made or broke the game for the Panthers. And we'll go ahead and discuss that right now. Inside of this game, we saw two of the same plays with different outcomes. Bryce Young, known for his feet, a mobile quarterback who can run, get out into the open field and make plays happen for the Panthers. Took a slide in that game and took a hit from one of the players. No flag. Key play for the New Orleans Saints that set up their field goal for their win. Tyler Shugg took a slide. Hit by a Panthers defender. Flag.
Right.
And you know, this is very controversial. This is a very controversial thing we can talk about, considering the fact that I've got my own thoughts on this one, and D, I know you do too. So we'll go ahead and go back to those two plays. D, did you feel like there was a difference between those two?
Mm-hmm. We're playing in New Orleans against referees that were known to, not make the best calls. I mean, I don't. It's one of those things you can't just put it on the referees because we shouldn't have put ourselves in that position. But at the same time, it doesn't help to have referees that don't seem like they're being equally fair to both teams. Because Bryce's way of sliding is that little sit down thing. That slow down and he sits down. You know he's giving himself up. The New Orleans quarterback, and I refuse to say his name.
Tyler Shugg.
Nah, I just refuse to say it.
I
So
understand.
for him to constantly slide late to try to do that, I mean, I guess it's part of the game. It's part of the mentality. Get every edge you can, but it's just not a good look. And JJ Jansen posted on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, that the NFL should ban the baseball quarterback slide. And I mean, that might get some traction because I mean, it's becoming a little unfair because you know that all right, if he's gonna give himself up to slide, I gotta take some off. I gotta let him slide. All right, so if he pretends to slide and keeps going, then what? Am I allowed to hit him? Because if I hit him where he's sliding, it's a penalty. If he fake slide and I try to pull off, it's like, all right, well, I was trying to avoid a penalty. Now it's like that's kind of like, what am I supposed to do? So I mean, it's one of those gray areas, but regardless of those calls, I think we put ourselves in that position to lose that game. It felt like we were straight. Like the first possession after half was cool. Like it was bomb. And then it just seems like the play caller just got kind of safer.
Oh,
We stopped,
definitely.
we stopped taking chances again. So
No, I definitely agree. Going to that penalty in the way that I saw it, actually, the defender that made that tackle or made that or got penalized for that was Ransom. Was
mhm.
Latham Ransom. Ransom's good. He's a good linebacker. He's played very, very well. Coming back off an injury. Hate that so bad for old Ransom. He's played some good football this year when he's been out on the field. Yeah, of course. To me, looking at both of the slides, because I looked back at them. I looked at Bryce's slide and I looked at Tyler Shook. I looked at his slides as well too, and the hits that were taken. See, I'm a wrestling fan, and so is this. I'm not saying that Tyler Shook sold it,
Oh, he definitely did.
but he sold it.
That was that
and,
good old
and look,
WWE teller.
I get it. In all fairness, I get it. That's fine. I understand. But man, I tell you, I'm with you on that one. I don't. I'm one of those type of fans. I don't like to throw it on the refs. I know that the refs have a hard job.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I know it's hard to make the calls when they count. I know that. I understand. At the end of the day, I'm with you. Consistency. Being consistent. If you're going to call pass interference all game, cool. If you're going to call holding consistently, cool. If you're going to do that, I understand. I know what to expect. I get it. If you're going to call roughing the passer on the slide, okay. But then again, like you were talking about, that gray area. Do I hit the quarterback? Do I not? Do I sacrifice the yards? Do I not sacrifice the yards? And that hit that Ransom laid on him a clutch, was a clutch penalty.
Mm-hmm.
It worked. Got them in field position for the field goal, ended up winning the game. Now, we didn't talk about the fact that they let Chris Olave get that catch, tie the game up. Didn't talk about that. 2 back-to-back scoring drives for the New Orleans Saints. Did not like it, but you touched on that dynamic. First half play calling, horse of a different color, as opposed to the second half. D, I gotta ask this. Did the Panthers take their foot off the gas in this game?
It seemed like after that nice throw to Coker that they did. I mean, the only other throw I could think of that was like clutch, what could have been clutch, was the T Mac catch that wasn't a catch.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh, we got to talk about that. Yes. But go ahead.
It was very upsetting because looking at it in real time, you could tell the ball never moved
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. You could see when they slowed it down, his hand was under the ball never moved. One hand left the ball, the other hand had the ball still never moved. But I mean, it's like that Jericho Cotchery. Like Panthers,
Ooh.
Panthers seem to get screwed when it comes to being in clutch moments by some bad referee.
Wow. I forgot about that one. Whew. That was rough. That was a rough play for Jericho Cotchery, and of course for Tedroy McMillan, who by the way was a little injured, a little banged up. Before I mean after that game there, Tedroy was a little banged up coming into that game. But yes, looking at that catch, whew, you know, I don't like I said, I refrain from being that guy. I refrain from being that guy, officiating, officiating, officiating. But when the NFL comes back that week and even says it should have been a catch, how frustrating is that? How frustrating is that when you see the video, you see the footage, you see the hand under the ball, you see that, and yet again, it's like nope. And then the NFL comes back and says, "Oh, it should have been a catch." Well, you can't replay the game.
Yeah, how you gonna make it right?
Right, right. Or we'll call it again the next time. Might not be the next time. Might not be. When the Panthers are playing meaningful football right now, and plays like that count. Because once again, Panthers are hanging by a thread going for the playoffs. That play could have been a difference between an 8-7 ball club. That 8-6 ball club could have been a difference between the 8-6 ball club. And could have put the Panthers in a better position.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, we got to look at it as well too. When you have bad losses at certain times, the first Saints game, and then you had losses, Jacksonville in the beginning of the season. You look at those games there. Once again, it's like okay, but yet and still, those games are past. Panthers are looking for a playoff berth, first playoff berth in a long time. This is a time where you got to throw your guns. You gotta put your big guns in there. You got to make sure that you leave every stone unturned from here on out. Teams like the Saints playing party crash. They're not going to the playoffs. Our season's done. Let's ruin your season.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be the reason why you don't go to the playoffs. Saints definitely had nothing to lose in this game because they're out of it. It's a wrap. Play your young guys. Play your Darren Neal, your Tyler Shuggs. Play those guys. Play them. See what we got and what momentum we have until the next year. And that momentum became a win for the New Orleans Saints. Which, and I got to ask this right here, D. One of the biggest stumbling blocks for the Panthers has been the sweeping of the Atlanta Falcons. It just seemed like the Atlanta Falcons just found a way to make it hard for the Panthers, and the Panthers overcome that stumbling block by sweeping the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Saints come in a down Saints year, and the Panthers could not do it. Does the sweeping of the Falcons, does that take a back seat to being swept by the Saints?
Yeah, because you can't just sit here and advertise, "Oh, we beat the Falcons. We're this good, but we're constantly playing down to our opponent's level." Like the Saints were known that they weren't going to be good this year. The Saints were known that they weren't going to be in the running for anything really. Yet we're on the up and up, and we're sitting here praising beating the Falcons but we can't beat somebody that's below the Falcons. We can't beat somebody that's below the Jets. We can't beat somebody that's below anybody really. Like we constantly play down to their level. We can't get out of our own way, and it sucks. It's tiring. Now I don't want to take anything away from the Saints because I mean, shoot, you could say call back to a few shows ago. We played with our food.
Oh,
We should have won. We should
mm,
have did a lot of things, but
mm,
we didn't. So I
that's
mean,
rough.
why sit here and praise that we beat a better team when we lose to a worse one twice?
I
I don't
agree.
I don't see it
It's
to be happy about that.
it's hard to see. It's very very hard to see. And what's really hard to see is considering the fact that the New Orleans Saints pulled off a win against Tampa Bay the week before. The team that had the NFC South pretty much already won, according to others, in the beginning of the season with how well they were playing. Baker Mayfield was getting looked at as an MVP in the conversation, and how well the team has been playing, even with injuries, not having all your guys in. No Mike Evans, no Bucky Irvin, the rise of Emeka Buka, who is very talented at the receiver spot, but you've not heard anything from him in the past couple of weeks. Injuries have came, not so good play has happened, and that has led to some talk of whose division is this when you've got a Tampa Bay Buccaneers squad who it was their division to lose, Carolina playing hot potato, Atlanta looking good in the beginning and not doing so well because of the fact of they don't really know where their offensive strength is at. You've got the weapons, don't know how to use them because they got guns all day long, big guns in Atlanta. Hard to use them if you don't know what to do with them. Hard to win.
Yeah.
And then Carolina's just in there. Opportunity to take the division, not able to do it. But now, with all that being said, 3 more games are left. This game coming up on Sunday. Once again, we grew up with this Panthers squad and they called them the Cardiac Cats.
Mm-hmm.
They knew how to mess with your heart. And all I can say is I hope that Carolina is playing with our hearts right now.
Mm-hmm.
And can rattle off 3 straight wins. Because in the next 3 games, they see the same opponent twice. And then they see another NFC West squad. Carolina playing all of the NFC West this year. So that is going to be an interesting matchup in the next 3 weeks. But we got to go ahead and talk about this game coming up as they are at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both these teams 7-7. This is going to be a fight for the NFC South because Carolina winning this game. I believe they do have a tiebreaker, I believe. No.
They got it.
That is right. Yes, you're right. Yes. If Carolina does it, whoa, NFC South, we could have shades of years past. Could be a new NFC South winner. And let me tell you, the odds are not bad. They're not insurmountable for Carolina. Because looking at Tampa Bay right now, they're coming off of not so great weeks these past few times that they've played because the way they've looked, 2 straight losses, losing to the Saints beforehand, then losing to Atlanta. Monday Night Football, wasn't it? Monday Night Football.
Mm.
And let me tell you, they had the lead. Kirk Cousins led Atlanta Falcons ended up beating a squad that was supposed to be contending for the NFC title. Now, since you brought it up, has Tampa Bay played with their food?
Oh man, I think for them, they know how to beat teams. It's just they're not healthy. They got so many injuries everywhere. Their best Hall of Fame receiver was hurt. Their up and coming rookie got hurt. Their quarterback got hurt. Their offensive line got hurt. They hurt everywhere. This could have been the year that we took advantage of that. I don't want to say they were playing with their food. They're just trying to fight through injuries till people come back. We were playing with our food. We can't be consistent. We can't call up plays that are significant past 2-3 yards or past 4 yards. And it's tiring.
I agree. It's hard when you look at Carolina's win-loss record and you look at teams like Green Bay that Carolina has beaten and the Dallas Cowboys who aren't going in the playoffs. But now we look at the loss between the Rams losing to the Panthers. You look at that, the Rams losing. And the Rams coming up short on Thursday Night Football, coming up short. No, they ended up winning. The Seahawks ended up winning in that game. The Rams ended up losing, gave the game away. And you look at that, you look at those wins that Carolina's gotten, and then you see a Saints lost twice. And then you see games that Carolina could have easily won. And then, of course, games that they should have won that they ended up losing. And then games that they should have lost, they ended up winning. Very frustrating to watch, especially with the fact that Carolina's playing meaningful football. It's 500 this year. It's a weird time in football right now. It's a weird time in football because squads that are going to the playoffs this year are not going. Kansas City not going. Dallas not going. The Ravens not going. And then the NFC is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Do we really know who has the NFC? Do we really know? Philadelphia, we don't know. The Rams, we don't know. And then the NFC South, you really don't know. Looking at this game here, and it's not because they're bad conferences. And it's not, usually you will find a gap in between conferences. You will find a gap.
Mm-hmm.
In the NFC South is Carolina, Tampa Bay, and then you see gaps. It's really truly this year is really truly any given Sunday. Yeah. Really and truly is any given Sunday. This is interesting. This is why this game right here, eyes are going to be on. It's interesting because there's no clear-cut winner in this game. Tampa Bay could catch fire. Carolina could catch fire. Do you get that vibe that this season is any given Sunday? Do you get that vibe right there, D?
Definitely. When the Chiefs started having trouble, when the Ravens started having trouble, when the Packers, the Cowboys, the Rams, Detroit, when everybody started having trouble, any given Sunday. Any given Sunday. And I think at least for Panther fans, we're an edge, a linebacker, and a safety away from having a dominant defense. We just got to find ways to make something happen. I mean, this year is overachieving for sure.
Yes,
and it's great to see. I mean, 2-15, 5-12, and now we're 7-7. It's an improvement, however you look at it. But I mean, if we can do this with a young team that's still growing, imagine if we got a Pro Bowl caliber player in one of those positions.
But do you think that with this happening, you talked about that, with this year being an overachieving year for the Panthers. Have these players hit their ceiling? Do you think that they're just satisfied with this as opposed to years past? Do you think that that's what this is? Because when you see the build, because this is a build, do you think that some of these players are like, okay, we built, we're good, and then that's kind of led to some of the sloppy and the lackluster stuff? Do you think that?
Yeah, definitely. I think other teams see it. Nobody wanted to come to Carolina when we were 2-15 because we were 2-15.
Right.
We had a young head coach. We had a young quarterback. We didn't have really any receivers. We had a shady, that's being generous, offensive line. We had a shady defensive line. We didn't have any linebackers. We didn't really have no safeties. Xavier Woods was good, but he was like, we could upgrade. Now we got players everywhere, at least in every position. Almost every position. We got one player like, he's going to be nice. Chuba, Rico, Mitchell Evans. I put Mitchell Evans over Trimble and Jatavion Sanders.
I'll take that.
You got T-Mac. You got Jalen Coker over Leggett. You got Icky, who's improving. You still got Timo. You got Cade Mays. You got Robert Hunt, who's still nice. He's just hurt. You got Damian Lewis. You got Derek Brown. You got Lathan Ransom. You got Trevon Merrick. You got JC. Mike Jack's good. You got Charles Smith Wade. I mean, we got players everywhere. Linebackers somewhere we need, but even linebacker, Rosewood's been pretty nice. Our linebacker force just young. I mean, but if that's not to say that we shouldn't upgrade, but we got players everywhere. But the team is just young. Players see that. So. Players see that. Players see themselves in systems that they're up and coming. They want a part of it. They want a piece of it. They want to help. And I think this offseason, hopefully, I'm praying that these players see that, hey, they did good. They're just young. They need some help. And they want to come here again. They see the buzz we're getting.
I like it. Now, in this time, and I'm one of these sports fans that sometimes you look at experience being overrated. And then sometimes you look at the fact that there are teams out there that just know how to win. That muscle memory kicks in around this time. So, considering the fact that Tampa Bay has been there a little more than Carolina has over the past few years, do you think that muscle memory is going to show with these teams? When, with Carolina being such a young team, not really being there before, feeling their way around. They're inside the room with some of these teams that are winning. They're inside the room. Those teams that have been there before, those teams that have won, those teams that know how to keep going in December and in January. Do you think that the muscle memory of winning is going to kick in at this time?
I think so. Because, I mean, these are players that have been there. They know what it's like. They know how tough it is to win. They know how tough it is to get back to the same spot. They don't let themselves settle for less. We, as you said, we're a younger team. We're still learning. So we don't have many players that's been to the promised land. So somebody like the Buccaneers, who have been there constantly over the last few years, they have players that won't allow their team to lose.
Definitely.
Baker is one of those players. He won't allow his team to lose if he can help it. He'll hurt himself in order for the team to win. Mike Evans will play hurt in order for his team to win. If some of their players, if they weren't as hurt as they are, I'm pretty sure with being 7-7, they take every opportunity to come back to get their team back to the playoffs, to the postseason, deep in the postseason, I should say. Panthers we don't have that. I mean, Roseboom has gotten there. Wharton has gotten there. Other than that, I mean, we don't have much. So I mean, we gotta face it. We're young, we're growing, we're just not there yet. We need more pieces. I get we leaning on the youth of the team, but every young team still needs somebody that's been there, not just one or two. We need culture changers like Merrick. He hasn't been deep in the playoffs with the Raiders, but he's a player that he makes a difference, and it's shown this year. And we need more players like that, and it's evident.
I like that because this is a moment where Carolina's got to be where they separate themselves. Do they begin that mentality? Do they begin that culture right now with their backs against the wall, going for the division? This is going to be an interesting game, but last but not least, keys to victory for our Panthers here, D. What you got?
We can't continue to let Mike Evans get the best of us. We got to stop shading him underneath. That man he's going to go vertical
Oh,
every
yeah.
game. Every time we play him, he gets over the top behind our safeties, and he just burns us. We got to watch the crossers with Mecca. I don't even know how to say his last name.
Mbuka. Mecca
And
Mbuka.
we got to watch the crossers with him, and we got to get some form of pass rush. Some form of pass rush, because I mean, one game we got three turnovers. We're doing good. We look great. In the next game, nothing. I mean, we got to be able to keep our defense off the field for a
Definitely.
whole quarter. The Saints effectively kept Bryce off the field for like what 7, 8 minutes. That's unacceptable. We got to allow that because you can't make a play if you're tired. You can't affect the game to the best of your abilities if you can't breathe. So our defense has to just step up. We have to be able to make plays. Don't let them get behind us. And again, watch those crossers because shoot, we'll line up 7, 8 yards off somebody and just continuously let them get 5 or 6 yards, and it'll just chip away, and we'll lose the game. We need to have better control. We need to have better coverage. This is the game I want the defense to bounce back in. I think the offense is straight. Off, Offense has been pretty good, but our defense needs to lock in. Our play calling needs to stop being safe. Let Bryce Willen deal. Let the defense play. Let them lock in, and we'll see what we can do. Even if we don't win, I hope we win. Even if we don't win, we need to show some fight and not just drop dead and let them have this division.
Oh, definitely. I understand. Keys got to be to stop the vertical pass. Baker Mayfield wants to pass the ball. No disrespect to Rashid White, but Bucky Irvin ain't in that backfield. So I feel like Wright will be a change of pace back, but I think the defense is going to have to be like what you said. They got to step up. They've got an offense that loves to throw the football, that can make plays vertically. So this is going to be a test for this Panthers pass defense as well too. I think the offense is fine. Run the football. Run the football. Put Bryce in good spots to where he doesn't have to play with his back to more grass, to less grass. I mean, his back to less grass. Get into that red zone. Pound the football. Play physical. This is going to be a physical game. This is for the conference right here. This is for the division. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a game where it's got to be tough and you got to fight because 2 more weeks, hang in the balance. You got this team again at Raymond James in 2 weeks. What are we going to play for? Are we going to play for that division or are we not going to play for that division? What are we going to do? So this is going to be an interesting week. Looking for a Panthers win this week. Let's rebound, fellas. Let's rebound from a bad loss and let's get back to winning this division. With that being said, thank you for joining us for this week. You may now exit the cat cave. For more, check out Tobacco Road Sports Radio's YouTube channel. Make sure that you're seeing us here on the Keep Pounding Podcast Network, powered by the Fans First Sports Network. For D White, I'm Shannon Smith. Let's go Panthers.
Keep pounding.